try!
Just before I make a few comments, I just wanted to reiterate some comments that Bill made about the tragic passing of Dan Vickerman. I knew him quite well through Sydney University. It's something that's really rocked the rugby community, and our thoughts go out to his family. Look, today at the board meeting, we discussed obviously quite a number of things. We looked at the strategic plan and how we're going on that plan, which covers the period 2016 to 2020. We looked at the 2017 budget. We reviewed the Sydney Sevens, which was a great success, and how that went, particularly with the first integrated format with both our men's and women's teams performing. And we looked importantly at the future of Super Rugby, and we know there's quite a number of challenges in Super Rugby. We're keen obviously to work with our SANZAAR partners to get the right format going forward. We know there's some challenges obviously in the current format, and we want to really ensure it's sustainable both from a fan engagement and a financial perspective going forward. So that really is the broad agenda we covered today, and happy to take any questions. Well, there's actually really is multiple options because, as you can imagine, there, with three other joint venture partners there we're considering. I think what we're overlooking at is what's the best way to structure the competition going forward to maximise fan engagement and to also ensure that the tournament is financially viable. I think what we're acutely aware of in Australian rugby is that there is escalating costs in the game. This is, we've got player costs obviously with competition from other markets. We've got the travel costs associated with the competition. All of those costs are impinging on the ability to do what we'd love to do, is give more and more money to grassroots and community rugby. So we're looking for a model that actually gives fan engagement and financial stability and allows us to put more money back into the grassroots. Joint ventures are always complex when you've got four people in the marriage, as to whether or not you can actually negotiate your way through that. But if, to Georgina's point, if we're going to make changes, if there is viability in making changes for 2018, you need to make those decisions sooner rather than later, because obviously people start to plan 2018 pretty quickly.
Is it more likely though that you guys would agree to drop a team if they do, because of the way that?
No, I don't think. No, I think again it all comes down to, does that lead to a better competition structure? What we know at the moment is that the current competition structure is not ideal. We understand that, and therefore, whilst we are dealing with uncertainty, what we are trying to do is be proactive and say if we can get to a better competition structure earlier, let's look at that. If you think about one of the objectives of SANZAAR was to give us a powerful, more powerful voice against, in contrast to the Northern Hemisphere, that played out in the World Cup when the four SANZAAR teams were in the semi-finals. So SANZAAR is performing on the field, and has delivered greater performance, and I think given us a much greater voice in shaping the direction of rugby. And obviously there's a lot of moving parts that we're trying to negotiate in terms of global seasons and all sorts of things. SANZAAR serves a really important point, but like anything, it's been going 20 years. That you've got to engage in a bit of rejuvenation.